Hello and welcome back to The Road to Good Cooking. This video was shot last year before I moved, and this was the last time I cooked on my offset smoker. Firing up my offset smoker is one of my favorite things to do on a Saturday morning, and when I start smoking this many pork butts, I know it's going to be an all-day event, and I'm totally okay with that because this is what I'm going to end up with. Trays full of fork tender, finger licking good smoky pulled pork, and you know that pulled pork will find its way to a sandwich that will be piled high and covered with fresh made coleslaw. I love my Saturdays. For this cook, I'll be using my pit barrel cooker. I'll meet you in the kitchen. Now let's get started. For this cook, I will be smoking an 8-pound pork butt along with 1 slab of ribs, 2 bone-in beef ribs, and a bacon wrapped Kobe beef hot dog. Here's my ingredients. I'll be using a salt and pepper garlic mix, some yellow mustard, my dry rub, which I absolutely love, some bold garlic flavored Italian dressing, and I'll also be using 8 ounces of apple juice. I don't know about you guys, but I get so tired of searching around my kitchen looking for my meat injectors, and of course I never put it in the same place twice. So to remedy that problem, I made myself this mason jar here, and I call it my injector keeper. I always know where to find it, and it keeps my meat injectors clean and ready to use. There, problem solved. I got this injection sauce recipe from one of my YouTube buddies, James, over at Aim 'em and Claim 'em Smokers. I will post a link to his channel in the iCard above and the description box below. James is a competition barbecue guy, and he knows his stuff. I've learned so much about smoking from watching his videos. He's a great guy. You can ask him questions about smoking meat. Heck, I bug him all the time with stupid questions, and he answers them all. But let me warn you, don't watch any of his videos when you're hungry. I always watch his videos first thing in the morning before breakfast, and by the time I finish watching his video, I'm running to the kitchen to try to find me something to eat. That boy knows he needs to quit playing. What I'm doing here is separating the solids from the liquids. Now, what you want to do is, according to James, add equal parts. So if you end up with 8 ounces of liquids from the dressing, add 8 ounces of apple juice to the mix. I'm going to put the dressing solids in a separate bowl, and I'm going to mix that up with some yellow mustard here in a second. Here I'm adding my mustard. I'm probably going to use about 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard and just mix it until it's well combined. This is going to be the binder that I'm going to put on the outside of my pork butt, and this is going to help my seasoning stick to the pork butt. Plus it's going to add a fabulous flavor to it. It's amazing. I added 8 ounces of apple juice to the Italian dressing liquid, and I also added 2 tablespoons of my dry rub. Now when I tried to load up the injector, it kept getting stopped up on me, and this is why. This is the herbs and spices from my dry rub. So I just poured it through a strainer and strained it out, and I ended up with a nice smooth creamy injector seasoning that should work just fine in the injector. See, worked like a charm. I couldn't get this to work to save my life a few seconds ago. Yep, comes out just fine. All right, I'm good to go. Here's that beautiful 8-pound pork butt. I don't have to do a whole lot to it because when I buy it from my butcher, he usually trims it up to perfection, and all I have to do is season it up and get it on the smoker. I divided my injection sauce into 2 different containers. That way I'm not contaminating all of the sauce. Here I'm doing what James said, and he said to poke around and make a hole, and this will make a pocket for the injection. And I'm going to be doing this every few inches or so until I get it all injected on one side. And I usually have it squirting all over the place. You ought to see my glasses. I'm going to reload my sauce container and flip my pork butt over and inject the other side. Okay, I have it all injected on the second side, and I'm going to add my mustard binder. Now when you're adding this binder, make sure you get in all those little nooks and crannies and those little hidden pockets like right here, and just get it all on the sides and the top and everywhere. I transferred my pork butt to a baking dish lined with plastic wrap. Before I added started adding the rub, I hit it with my salt, pepper, and garlic mix, and then I started adding the rub. Now, when you're adding this rub, make sure you get all those little creases and crevices and spots, just like I'm doing here, and just really get that seasoning in there. This is a big piece of meat, and it can take a lot of seasoning. My pork butt has been generously seasoned on both sides. Now I'm going to double wrap it with plastic wrap here. And the reason why I'm double wrapping it is because I want to make sure that all that injection juice stays inside this plastic wrap. And from here, it's going into the refrigerator, and I'm going to let it marinate overnight for maximum flavor. This is the coolest thing to cook on, my pit barrel cooker. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting one. The information is located in the description box below. This company is owned by a veteran, and you can't go wrong for the price and the quality. Okay, let me show you my lineup. This is my beef ribs right here. I got an 8-pound pork butt, which I'm going to make probably about 20 different meals. I have a slab of baby back ribs, and that little gem right there, that's a Kobe beef hot dog wrapped in bacon, and you know that's going to be good. And I got my Maverick current reading for my pulled pork. My pork butt is about 55 degrees, and my smoker is currently up to 345. I'm going to run this baby hot and fast. Now, I got lots of time, so I'm going to go in the house and make me a cocktail and sit down and watch me some football, some preseason football. Whew, thank you, Lord, for football season. I forgot to mention, for this cook, I'm going to be using pecan wood chunks and maple wood chunks. That should add a beautiful flavor to my pulled pork. While I was waiting for my pork butt to finish cooking on the smoker, I whipped up some buttery onion rolls. I mean, you can't have awesome pulled pork without it being on an awesome buttery bun. Come on now, you know better than that. And here's my pork butt after about 4 hours of smoke time, and look at that beautiful bark. Oh, lordy, that looks good. Now, I think from here I'm going to hit it with some more of my dry rub and slather it with a whole bunch of love and wrap it in some foil. I just temped it, and it's 165 degrees internal temp. After I wrap it, I'm going to put it back on the pit barrel and bring it up to the temp that I need it to be, which is 205. I forgot to tell you, in case you're wondering what happened to the bacon wrapped Kobe dog, I just ate that for my little mid-afternoon snack because I got hungry waiting for my pulled pork. So it's gone, and I forgot to take a picture before I devoured it. Sorry. Okay, my pork butt is done. I lost track of time because I was watching a football game, so I took it off and I wrapped it up in aluminum. The one on the left is my pork butt. On the right is the beef ribs and the pork ribs. I'm going to take those out of the cooler, and I'm going to let them rest for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to take them out. But the pork butt I'm going to leave in here for an hour. After an hour resting time in the cooler, I took my pork butt out, and now it's time to start pulling it. And as you can see, it is literally fork tender. Literally fork tender, and the flavor is insane. I mean, it tastes as good on the outside as it does on the inside. Man, James, that injection, whew, that's the hit right there. That is on point. And look at how juicy this bad boy is. Look at that. And check out that beautiful smoke green. That smoke green is out of sight. Look at that. Moist, juicy, tender, and delicious, just like I knew it would be. And on that day that I made the pulled pork, you know I had to make myself a pulled pork sandwich, and I piled it as high as I could on my homemade buttery bun, and after that I topped it with as much coleslaw as I could possibly get on there, and topped that with some sweet sliced onions and some pieces of pepperoncini, and I was literally in hog heaven, pardon the pun, but it was just that good. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to make me another one. So anyway, thank you for stopping by, and as always, leave me a comment if you wish. Share my link with everyone you know in the universe, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Be blessed and keep on cooking and smoking. Here's another great gift idea for that special person in your life. The Time Stack from Thermoworks is an excellent professional tool for commercial and consumer kitchens. It has 4 independent timers displayed simultaneously and recordable voice alarms. The ordering information will be listed in the description box below.